Alright, this is starting to get out of hand. So, over the last, week or two, I have been convinced that I am the single-handedly most unlucky human to ever exist in the history of mankind. So, a couple weeks ago, about like a month ago, I made a video about how the new migration cape had finally come out, and how I was so excited for it, because when me and my friend that I play Bed Wars with a lot, Faye, first found out that the migration capes were actually out, we were extremely excited because the migration capes were announced a long time ago, and when it said like it was going to come early 2021 or something, and early 2021 came and it hadn't come yet, so we were having doubts, at least I was having doubts, that it might actually come out. And then one day we were just in a Bedwars game, and then we saw someone in game with the cape, and at first we didn't even think it was real. We thought it was a lunar cosmetic, but no, it was the real deal. It was the real thing. And immediately we just changed our entire schedules. And I was really excited because I've always kind of had just a thing for Mojang capes in general, just like Minecon capes, those like custom capes made for like those one specific people, like the Billy K, Danny B style, people like that, Cheap Shot, all those other people, and just capes in general, Mojang capes, just any type of cape, like those like custom Optifine capes that only a certain amount of people have. That types of stuff just interests me. And the thing why I got so excited about the migration cape when I first heard about it, when it was actually like a confirmed real thing that was going to happen, because they made an announcement video on Minecraft's channel, the official Minecraft channel, so I knew it was going to happen. And once we actually figured out that it was actually out, did the announcement, we got excited for the announcement. But when it was actually out, we got super excited too, because Mojang capes are just different from Optifine capes for, mostly obvious reasons. But when you have an Optifine cape, you can only see it if you have Optifine, even though pretty much everyone already has Optifine, so everyone's going to see it anyway. But at least for me, just having that extra reassurance that everyone will see the cape, everyone will see the Mojang cape, whether you have Optifine or not, it's just like everyone will be flexed on, everyone will see the cape, everyone will see the swagger on your back. It's just nice. Also, with Optifine capes, you're pretty limited to like see how you can make it. Like, you can either have just OF on it and then a certain amount of colors, or you can just go into like Need Cool Shoes or something and make a banner. But even with that, like, you can still like make like a custom banner there have been like some pretty cool designs of it, but you're pretty limited. Like, it only gives you like certain like chunks to work with, instead of like, with a Minecon cape, you have like the creators, they have each individual pixels to edit, instead of just like large chunks of pixels that you have to work with. And in general, they just look way cooler. Exception of the Danny B style cape, that one's ugly. But even with the Danny B style cape, even if one of the Mojang capes was just a solid black cape all around, I would still wear it over any Optifine cape, just because, everyone can see it, and, it'll probably be a meme anyway. But the point is, I like Mojang capes, and I like capes a lot. So I got super excited when the migration cape first came out. So immediately after me and my friend Faye found out that the capes were actually real, and that they were actually out, they were officially out, and they were being sent out in batches for people to be able to migrate to Microsoft. And once you migrated, then you get the cape. But everyone wasn't able to migrate at the same time. Like, it was like in batches, probably because like they didn't want something to break, or they just wanted to make sure that it worked right or something. I don't really know, honestly, but it was in batches. So it was just lucky. One day you could open up your launcher and not have anything, and then an hour later you can magically have your very own Mojang cape that actually looks cool. I actually kind of like the design. So, yes, you could have your very own Mojang cape at any moment. So me and Faye did the only logical thing, which is to obsessively check our Minecraft launcher each and every hour. Okay, maybe not each and every hour, but every couple hours we'd just be like, oh, when's the last time you checked? We'd just talk. Like, when's the last time you checked? Then we'd check. At one point, I got so obsessed to getting the cape that I literally set a timer on my phone to go off every hour so I could check, which I, since stopped doing, just because I just kept forgetting about it. And eventually I was going to check anyway. Like, it wasn't like if you didn't see the cape at that very hour that you were just never going to get it. Like you were going to see it eventually anyway, so I stopped setting that timer. But that goes to show how obsessed I was over it. I was definitely, and I still think I am to this day, the most obsessed of any of my friends of this cape, and in general just capes and names and all that type of stuff. So that just became part of me and Faye's daily routine to just constantly check our launcher until one day we would, hopefully get the cape. And at the time, that initial like excitement, only like 5,000 or so people had the cape. So it was rarer than any Minecon cape. Even as it like was slowly getting less rare and less rare until eventually it was like slightly ahead of the 2016 cape and the amount of people that had it, I was still very excited for it. So it's just a day in the life of us constantly checking our launcher while playing Bed Wars, and then one day, I get a Discord notification and I check. Someone else had gotten the cape before me and Faye. One of my other friends had gotten the cape before me and Faye, and I just couldn't believe it at first, considering that me and Faye were pretty much the only people that cared about the cape this much. Like, we got super hyped. We like watch a bunch of YouTube videos and YouTubers about it, and we were pretty much the only ones that really cared that much. There were probably like a couple other people that were like kind of excited, but me and him were by far the only, like pretty much the only people of my friends that really cared about that much. So it was just kind of second nature for me to think that we were just going to get the cape before anyone else, even though technically that doesn't make any sense. For some reason, just in my head, it just didn't register as a possibility that someone could physically get the cape besides me and Faye first. But it actually happened. Someone got the cape before us. And, I mean, I wasn't super annoyed. I mean, I was kind of, it was kind of annoying, but nothing to get too annoyed about. So, I talked to him about it. I saw it on his account, played with him a bit, I think. And I talked about this before, but previously, as I talked about in my other video about the migration cape, I had made like 8 different migration skins. I had made 8 different skins that were going to perfectly match the cape just in case. I spent like multiple hours creating all of those skins, like probably like 3 to 4, probably just like a solid 2 or 3 or something. I spent hours making all those skins just because like I knew it was like coming soon and I was just so obsessed. This was like the initial like when only like 500 people had the cape. I was just at like an excitement overload. I was just in a skin rampage making. I even made skins for Faye just because I was so bored and I had all this built up energy that even with all the 8 skins I had already made, I was still just not satisfied enough. So I made like 3 or 4 extra skins for Faye for his migration when he get his migration cape also to match the cape perfectly. So I did the only logical thing to do when that friend got the cape before me and Faye, which was to obviously just force him to change his skin all 8 times, well, probably like 12 times, adding Faye's skins on top of my skins, and forced him to, change it so that we could see how the capes looked on MMC with the cape on, so we could see how it actually looked with the cape. And previously, I tried to do the exact same thing, except I didn't actually, have the cape on MMC, and I didn't feel like going into multiple lobbies and like begging people to change their skin 12 times. I mean, asking someone to change it like once is fine, but I wanted to see every single skin, and I wasn't gonna just like be arguing with some guy on Hypixel begging him to change his skin, trying to like reason with him to change his skin 12 times. No, that wasn't gonna happen. So I DM'd him an entire list of skins to use, and after like a little while, he had all the skins, and I obsessively checked for like a bit to look at all the different skins. And after Faye looked at all the different skins, he took it off of his NameMC account, so he didn't just have a bunch of my skins and Faye skins on there. And then I moved on. A little annoyed, but nonetheless, it was just only one person that got the cape before me and Faye. Surely it wouldn't happen again. It just wasn't possible, especially with the fact that I didn't even mention this. I have 3 accounts. Even though I would honestly be kind of bummed out if I got the cape on any other account besides my main, because that's the account that I actually play on. But I have 3 accounts, so I had triple the chance of him at getting the cape. But still, he somehow managed to magically get it before me and Faye. I have 3 accounts and Faye has 2, so the odds that he got it before us is before both of us, and all of our accounts is it's kind of low. And after this occurrence happened, Doomsday started. This just started an apocalypse of just chaos. None of my friends, not me and Faye, had gotten the cape for months. It had been like probably a month or something before like the initial announcement or something, and no one had gotten the cape at all. Oh, probably like a month and a half, maybe 2, and no one had gotten the cape at all. And then One day Connor gets it, and it's almost like that just set off a switch, just like a domino of chaos and destruction, horror, fear, terror, panic, and a couple of days of bitterness and saltiness and more constantly checking our launchers. Someone else gets the cape before me and Faye. Another person gets it. Another one of our friends gets the cape. He was probably just checking the launcher just for fun. Me and Faye check the launcher like once every couple hours at minimum. That guy probably checked it like once every day or something. Like he probably just like checked it like once he just like heard the subject come up in a conversation. It's like, oh, I might as well check it. And he got it before us. He also only had one account, by the way. He doesn't have any alts as far as I know. That's his only account, and he got it before me, before my 3 accounts and Faye's 2 accounts. And he didn't even really care about the cape as far as I know, never talked about it. Only time he ever talked about it was when me and Faye talked about it, so he got it before us. So once again, I did the only logical thing to do in the situation was to force him to change another skin of mine that I had made that the first friend that got the cape before me forgot to put on his name MC account, which was just an absolutely terrible offense to me. Like he had like 27 skins, but he missed one skin to change. This is just it's a crime. He should be burned at the stake immediately. But yes, he missed one skin, so I immediately forced the second friend to change it, and he changed it, and it looked, about as much as I expected it to look, just because I'd inspected it so much. I already had like a pretty good idea of how it was going to look, but it was still satisfied nonetheless. So talk a little bit more, and then once again I move on, feeling pretty unlucky. 2 people that only have 1 account and don't really care about the cape that much got it before me and Faye, and I have 3 accounts and he has 2. So it's a little weird, and I assumed that surely me and Faye were gonna have to get the cape now. Surely, like, our bad luck had finished. Surely our 5 combined accounts would be enough to counter 1 account combined with one person that probably doesn't even care about the cape. And, as we looked at our launchers constantly, the cape getting less and less rare, me kind of losing a little bit of my fire, just a little bit. There was still fire there. I was still excited for the cape. I'm going to be excited for the cape no matter what. Even if like 1,000,000 people have the cape and every account in the history of Minecraft has it except me, I'm still going to be excited for the cape. Still going to want it. But the fire was slightly, very, very slightly diminishing. Emphasis on very slightly. And like I said, the original friend getting the cape before us had started a domino effect, because a couple days later, a third friend besides me and Faye got the cape. This is all happening like within a week, by the way, like within like 2 weeks. No one had gotten it for months. Connor starts to get it, and another person gets it. Well, this isn't exactly another one of our friends, but this is like one of our friend's brothers. One of our friend's brother's accounts got the cape, even though like I'm pretty sure his brother like didn't barely ever uses it. Like uses it like once every couple of months or once a year or something. And now that account has the cape. So that didn't like hurt me as much. Like the other like 2 people that got the cape before me, that was like someone stabbing me with like a dagger. This was like someone stabbing me with a nail. Still hurt a lot, but it wasn't that bad. It was just a little pinch, kind of annoying. Just like a little fly in your face, just getting in your way. It was kind of annoying. But the thing that really annoyed me was the friend actually changed his brother's skin to a skin that I made. It wasn't like exactly a skin that I made, but he'd taken part of one of the skins that I had made and made that his brother's skin and added that to his skin. He like edited it and took off like the vexo-ness of it, but he got the skin from me. So, just to pour an entire tub of salt in my open wound there. So, I go by my days constantly checking, just like Faye, playing Bed Wars, and then once again, I'm just thinking, I could not possibly get more unlucky. It's just not possible. And then, that's how it was for like probably like a day. So I'm in a Discord call with a group of my friends, and somehow, some way, migration capes come into like the topic of what we're talking about. And then one of the friends that had probably never even checked his migration before ever, or he probably like checked it like once or twice ever before, and just because we were talking about it then, he was just like, okay, I'm gonna check it. And then he just happened to have the cape. He just happened to have it. Like what? How is this even possible? How can I be this unlucky? Four people got the cape before me. Well, three friends and one brother, but still, four people got the cape before me. And Faye, who has, two accounts, and I have three. I have three accounts. But somehow I just magically still can't get the cape. The person who wants it and is obsessed with it the most can't get it on three accounts. So I was very annoyed at that. I didn't go off extremely. I did go off extremely hard. I was like, what? No way. There's just no possible way that someone else could have it besides me. Four times. I have three accounts, and I just got really mad about that. I didn't force him to change any skins or anything because I didn't really have any skins, or at least any other skins. I didn't force another person that had the cape to change it to, so I was out of skins to force people with, so I just got really annoyed, but then I moved on. Also, something that made it even more annoying is that he knew almost nothing about the cape. I think he said something that was something along the lines of do multiple people have different versions of the cape, or some disgusting, insulting question that just made no. I mean, okay, it wasn't that dumb of a question, but I can't even remember it. My brain just saw it as just useless information to keep in my brain cells, and just flushed it out the next time I went to sleep, just because it was just useless space in my that's how dumb of a question it was. I still don't even remember what it was, but it was something stupid. So that showed that he didn't even know anything about the cape. It was just so frustrating. Someone that didn't even know about it probably only checked it once ever before, or got it before me. Just dumb. And you'd think that my luck couldn't get any worse after this. Someone that wasn't even gonna check it, that just happened to check it in a call just because we were talking about it. But no, that wasn't the end, because it happened again within 3 or 4 days after, or something. I don't know. But somehow, some way, some reason, some magical thing happened where it happened again. The exact same thing happened again, pretty much. I was with another friend of mine that probably only knew that the cape existed just because he probably heard me or Faye talking about it obsessively, and he never checked. He's never checked. I'm 90% sure that he's never checked for the cape, because we were just talking about it, and then he just randomly decided to open his Minecraft launcher, and then we were just talking, and then all of a sudden in the middle of a sentence he's like, "Oh, well, I have the cape." Excuse me? You have what? I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. Did you say something hit your nape, like the nape of your neck? Because there's just no physical way that you could have gotten the cape, but no. He said, yeah, I got the cape. I just got it right now. And what happened was, he was just looking at his launcher, probably the first time he's ever looked at his launcher since the migration capes had actually come out, because he actually thought that everyone got the cape. Everyone got the cape immediately, because he just saw it in his launcher and just came up, like it was some kind of update or something that everyone got at the same time. But no, it comes out in batches. So he'd probably never actually seen the launcher before where it said that he didn't have the cape. That was probably his first time ever seeing it, first time ever whipping up the launcher. I probably whipped it up hundreds of times at this point. That was probably his first time ever whipping up the launcher, and it just happened to have the cape to the point where it probably just looked so natural. It just looked like a normal update that everyone got, that he thought that everyone got it at the same time. Why? How? And just like the previous friend that got it before me that knew next to nothing about it, he knew slightly more about it. If the previous friend was 2, this friend was probably 4 or something like that. I mean, he didn't know anything. I mean, he honestly could have been even worse now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. He dwelled on it for probably 10 minutes. It probably would have been 3 minutes or something if I hadn't been constantly ranting, just because he didn't care about the cape at all. Never spoke about it again, ever, but it still keeps me up at night. Just gives me nightmares. Just horrifies me day after day as I walk through my day. Just a horrifying sight. So for now, that is the end of everyone getting the cape before me. 5 people, man. 5 people with the cape before me. But since I've been recording for a bit, let's see the launcher. Let's see if anything has changed. Let's see if we finally have the cape. That would actually be a pretty cool end to this video, if I actually happen to get the cape. So, let's see. Account number 1. Nope. Account number 2. Nope. And account number 3. Nope. Unluckiest human in the history of mankind.